I'm Julie Christie. I am an exporter, and Morlock Motors is one of my, well, actually Morlock Motors is my biggest client. So I export aircraft, equipment, vehicles from the US all over the world, and Morlock Motors is one of my biggest export clients. So, and I think I exported the first trucks to Morlock Motors about 8 years ago, and it's been all downhill from there. ah. The first time I met Michael was at an air show, and we started talking about, I actually didn't speak to Michael. I was actually talking to, I think, Stefan or Fabian, and they were telling me that he was into military trucks. And I said, oh, I just bought a 5-ton and 6x6. And they were like, what? You have to tell Michael about this. And I said, okay. So I walked up to Michael and I said, oh, you like military trucks? And he said, yeah. And I said, I just bought a 5-ton 6x6. It's awesome. I love it. And he said, how many you bought? And I was like, how many? What kind of a freak buys more than one 6x6? And I said, just one. I only needed one to drive. And he said, you're driving this? And I said, yes. And he said, where are you driving this? To get groceries, to go to work? Why would you drive such a big truck to do those things? Because it's fun. And I love military trucks. So anyway, I think he thought maybe I was lying at first, but then we started talking about the high-low gears and about the ignition system and things like that. And he said, oh, you do have one of these trucks. And I said, yes, I do. So anyway, it just started a big conversation from there about military vehicles and exporting. And I told him that I could export things, and he became one of my clients there just a couple of months after, and everything's been going pretty great since then. So I've always liked boy things. So from the time I was little, I always loved playing with my brother's toys and my brother's trucks, and I just thought that his stuff was so much cooler than mine. I liked Barbies too, and I liked makeup, and I liked high heels, and I liked dresses, and I like all of that, but I also really like boy stuff. And to me, military trucks and military equipments and airplanes, that is the most testosterone, man, muscles, strong, power, it just is everything, so it's just, I don't know, maybe I have little man syndrome because I'm so small. I like big trucks, big jobs, big planes, everything big. So yeah, Michael is very complicated. Michael is very complicated to work with. But the reason why it's complicated to work with is because his mind works so fast. He will be 30 steps ahead of you, and he'll say something that's 30 steps forward, and you'll say, wait a minute, I'm still back here on step 5. Where are you? How did we get from 5 to 30 that quickly? And then you go through the process, but his mind just works so quickly, and he's super intelligent, really. I've learned a lot from him, and I think that probably anyone that's worked with Michael can say that they've learned something valuable for their life. And anyway, so he's complicated to work with for sure, but it's pretty easy for me because he's a lot like my dad was. So my dad and Michael could have been totally related. I mean, they could have been the same person. And so I've always made the joke that I was raised to work with Michael because I worked with my dad my whole life. I started when I was 12, And so I feel like I was literally born to work with Michael. Morlock Motors is special to everyone because I think Morlock Motors would be special to people in the US, to anyone in the world. Because with Morlock Motors, no matter how much chaos, how much damage, how much drama, how much loss, how much money lost, how many things go wrong, no matter how many things go wrong, with Morlock Motors, in the end, it all comes out. It is like nothing I've ever seen. In the end, everything always works out and we win. We always win in the end. And I think that anybody likes to see people that always win, especially when they're the underdog. And it seems like no matter what project Morlock Motors takes on, we take it on as the underdog. Everything is old or broken or bad or hard or whatever. And in the end, we always make it work and we always win. So we're always the underdog coming out on top. And I think that that's interesting for everybody, you know, because it's different if if you're going to build a boat and someone brings you all of the wood and it's already cut to size and you have all the nails and you have the hammer and you have everything you need and you can just put the boat together like a puzzle and it's all good, that's not interesting. But with Morlock Motors, it's like you have to build a boat or you're going to die because you're going to drown in the water and you don't have a hammer and you don't have nails. All you have is this tree. So good luck. But in the end, we always make a boat out of it. Sometimes it feels like we never win, but it's true. Steel buddies never quit. And I think that's why in the end, everything comes out okay. So my company in the US is US Exporters LLC. And I export everything from vehicles, parts, aircraft. I've exported Chinese furniture, gumball machines, you name it pretty much, and I export it from the US, but only legal things. No weapons or drugs. I think I would be super wealthy if I would just export weapons and drugs, but I just can't make myself do it. But so I have a lot of clients all over the world that I export aircraft and vehicles and things for, and I'm also getting into importing as well. So people trust me. They know if they send me $100,000 that I'm going to buy that item for them, I'm going to pack it up, I'm going to ship it, and it's going to show up at their door. And I think that's pretty valuable to people that are buying in another country, because you have to have someone that you can trust, isn't going to steal your money and is going to try to find you the best prices on ocean freight and everything else. So I really pride myself in working hard for my clients, and I treat their money as my own. So. Ich nicht blöde Kuh. Und ich liebe Morlock Motors. No, ich arbeite auf mein Deutsch und ist besser, aber nicht gut. But it's better. So I'll keep working and maybe, but. Most of my followers are Germans, which I'm not sure how most followers are on Instagram, but I know that most of my followers on Instagram are German, and they're really nice. They're really good people. I know that a lot of people can be on social media and they can be ugly and say mean things and So I feel really lucky and really blessed to have good followers. I have good people that follow me, and they're so kind that they send me birthday messages, and they'll send me messages if they see that there are like storms in the US or something going wrong. They'll send messages to check on me, and one of them sent me a bunch of toilet paper, and a couple of them sent me drawings and cards, and so that makes me happy, because I like to connect with people like that, and with good people. I'm so thankful to have the followers that I have, and they're kind, and they're encouraging, and they're supportive, and who doesn't want that in their life? You know, who wouldn't be thankful for that? So that's pretty cool. But